the all-time great Dallas Cowboys, the triplets, Captain America, America's team, Thanksgiving, and 5-time Super Bowl champions. And the all-time great New Orleans Saints, a franchise that was in for years absolute poverty until they pulled themselves out of tragedy and won themselves a Super Bowl championship. This is Hank bringing to you Sunday Night Football in Week 4 of the BTFL Season 3, and welcome to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, home of the New Orleans Saints, coming to you with Drew Brees and Emmitt Smith coming back from injury, as well as Ezekiel Elliott, both running backs for the Cowboys. And we have the interior of the Superdome, the Dallas Cowboys against New Orleans Saints. Welcome to the show, and we have the coin toss. The captains meet in the middle of the field. The Saints call heads. They elect to receive. This is the first quarter of the game. Dan Bailey of the Dallas Cowboys will kick off from the Cowboys 35, end over end to Deuce McAllister at the New Orleans Saints 9. He will take it up to the 23 of the Saints as they'll begin their first drive. 1st and 10 at the 23 for the Saints. Drew Brees, he's in the shotgun. He throws it right to Alvin Kamara, and he gains 4 yards all the way up to the 27. Drew Brees, 2nd down. He's intercepted by Darren Woodson. And Darren Woodson is at the 35-yard line of the Saints. What a play. Roger Staubach. Play action. Over the middle. Emmitt Smith. That is a huge gain to the 4-yard line of the Saints. 1st and goal. Emmitt Smith runs left. 4-yard run. Touchdown Cowboys! What a play by Emmitt Smith coming back from injury, and he helps the Cowboys take a 7-0 lead. Extra point, Dan Bailey. Kick is up. It's good. Cowboys take a quick 7-0 lead, and Dan Bailey, he's back at the 35-yard line, kicking the ball end over end to Deuce McAllister from the New Orleans 10, and he would make it to the New Orleans 23, gain of 13. 3 minutes in the first quarter. Drew Brees hands the ball off to Alvin Kamara for a gain of 6 to the New Orleans 29. 2nd and 4. Brees, he's back. Play action. He's sacked by Charles Haley, and that is a big play because it's now 3rd and 13. That was a huge loss of 9. Drew Brees, play action. Guns it deep to Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas to the 30, the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. He's got the touchdown. He dives into the end zone, and that is a huge gain of 80 yards. And hopefully that will allow the Saints to even up the score. Morton Anderson, the kicker, he kicks the ball. The extra point is good. It is 7-all in this ball game. Morton Anderson kicks it off to Ezekiel Elliott. He's got it at the 12, and he returns it to the 19 for a gain of 7. 1st and 10, 1 minute, 40 seconds in the first quarter. Emmitt Smith takes the handoff. He loses 1. 2nd and 11 at the 18-yard line. Roger Staubach in the shotgun. He'll pass it over the middle. Rocket caught by CeeDee Lamb, the big play receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, who makes it out to the 46 for a gain of 35. 1 minute, 7 seconds. 1st and 10 at the 46. Emmitt Smith gets the handoff, and he goes up the middle for a gain of 5 to the 41 of New Orleans. 2nd and 5 at the New Orleans 41. 50 seconds. Roger Staubach hands off to Emmitt Smith, and he runs left. He runs it all the way to the New Orleans 12 for a huge gain of 29 down the left sideline. 24 seconds left in the first quarter. 1st and 10 at the 12. Emmitt Smith runs left, and he runs for a gain of 4 to the New Orleans 8. 9 seconds. 2nd and 6. Staubach under center. drops back, and he throws incomplete over the head of CeeDee Lamb. That is the end of the first quarter. The score is 7-all, and we get you to the second quarter of action. 3rd and 6, New Orleans 8. Roger Staubach drops back to pass. He throws it over the middle to Darrell Johnston, nicknamed the Moose, for a 6-yard touchdown. Cowboys now lead this one 13-7. They have been absolutely dominating this season as they're 3-0 on the season. Dan Bailey, extra point. It's up, and it is good. Cowboys 14, Saints 7. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left. Dan Bailey kicks it off. Deuce McAllister recovers it in the end zone, and he runs it 8 yards to the New Orleans 8. 1st and 10, 4 minutes and 28 seconds. Drew Brees with the handoff to Alvin Kamara, and Alvin Kamara will lose one. It is 2nd and 11. 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Motion man to the left. Drew Brees, play action, rolls out. He steps up into the pocket, and he gets tackled. He runs for a gain of 6 to the New Orleans 13. Drew Brees in the shotgun, 3rd and 5. He passes it over the left side to Eric Martin, and he gets to the New Orleans 39-yard line for a big gain. 1st and 10. Drew Brees is sacked by Charles Haley for a loss of 9 at the New Orleans 30. 2nd and 19. New Orleans 30. Alvin Kamara runs up the middle, gains 2 to the New Orleans 32. 3rd and 17 at the 32. Drew Brees smartly in the shotgun. He'll throw it down over the middle to Eric Martin, and he does not get to the first down marker. It's 4th and 1, and this is the first punt of the game. Tommy Barnhart punts the ball to Drew Pearson, one of the first 88s of the Dallas Cowboys. It's a touchback. 1st and 10 at the Dallas 20. 2 minutes and 37 seconds left in the second quarter. Emmitt Smith, he runs it up the middle. Now he's down the left side avoiding tackles. He makes it into New Orleans territory, and he is down at the New Orleans 37 for a gain of 47. 1st and 10 at the Saints 37. Emmitt Smith runs it left, gains 4 to the New Orleans 33. 2nd and 6, a minute and 53 seconds left, inside 2 minutes. Emmitt Smith takes it down the left side, and he runs for a gain of 5. It is now 3rd and 1. And that was a big loss on that one. Emmitt Smith loses 5 to the New Orleans 33-yard line, and the Cowboys call their first timeout. Dan Bailey's attempting this field goal. His range is usually from space. The kick is up, and it doinks off the left uprights. No good. That's a big, big play for the Saints. 1st and 10 at the New Orleans 33. Drew Brees, shotgun, throws it down the left side, intended for Jimmy Graham. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10 at the Saints 33. Motion man to the left. Alvin Kamara up the middle. He gets tackled at the 35-yard line. It's a fumble recovered by Micah Parsons, the All-Pro and Pro Bowl linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys, and he makes it up to the 23-yard line of the Saints. Play action to Darrell Johnston, the Moose, and he will gain 12, to the New Orleans 11. 29 seconds, 1st and 10 at the New Orleans 11. Emmitt Smith takes the ball down the left side, and we'll get a measurement. I think he's at the 1, and they'll say he gained 10. He's at the 2. And the Cowboys will attempt an extra point with 9 seconds left. Dan Bailey, the 18-yard field goal is up, and it is good. The Cowboys are winning 17-7, and Dan Bailey will still kick this off to Deuce McAllister. I don't think it'll make much of a difference unless this is a big return. And Deuce McAllister, he'll make it all the way to the New Orleans 44 for 27 yards. We go to halftime, and I will be giving the halftime report with the Cowboys up 17-7. Hank here, back in the studio. Dallas Cowboys, New Orleans Saints, Sunday night football game. Drew Brees makes a mistake early. He would get intercepted by Darren Woodson to around the 35-yard line. And then Roger Staubach, the Hall of Fame quarterback, would find Emmitt Smith on a go route. He'd be stopped at the 4. Emmitt Smith would then take the ball down the left side. He's in the end zone. Cowboys take an early 7-0 lead off their run by their Hall of Fame running back, Emmitt Smith. But it is the Saints' turn. Drew Brees, play action, clean pocket. Drew Brees would find his receiver, Michael Thomas, whose career was cut short by really bad leg injuries, and he would see daylight. He could go all the way, and he wouldn't be caught today for the touchdown. Saints tie this game up 7-7. But the Cowboys have it back. At the end of the first quarter, Emmitt Smith takes the ball down the left side. He sees daylight. He gets to around the 12-yard line, and then he would block for Roger Staubach. Roger Staubach finds Moose Johnston waiting in the end zone, the fullback with the catch. The Cowboys take a 7-point lead. It is 14-7. More defense for the Cowboys. Alvin Kamara would get tackled at the 35. He coughs the ball up. It's a fumble. Recovered by Micah Parsons. This would lead to a Dan Bailey made field goal. The Cowboys lead this 17-7 at halftime. Back to the game. We are back with this Sunday Night Football Week 4 contest between the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints here at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. And we await the second half kickoff, this time by Morton Anderson from the New Orleans 35-yard line all the way to Ezekiel Elliott at the Dallas Cowboys 12. He will make it down the right side out to the Dallas 34 for a gain of 22. 4 minutes and 33 seconds. 1st and 10 at the Dallas 34. Staubach with the play action. He will throw it down the middle on the go route to Emmitt Smith. Big catch there by Emmitt Smith for a gain of 30 to the New Orleans 32. 4 minutes and 5 seconds. Play action. Roger Staubach throws it down the left side to Michael Irvin. And Michael Irvin has the touchdown for a 32-yard gain. The Dallas Cowboys take a 23-7 lead right off the bat. First drive, Dan Bailey will attempt this extra point. It is up, and it is good. 24-7 for the Cowboys, who seemingly cannot be stopped. Dan Bailey will kick this one off from the 35 of Dallas. Deuce McAllister recovers it from the New Orleans 17, makes it to the 28 for a gain of 11. 1st and 10 at the New Orleans 28-yard line. Drew Brees is sacked by Ed Too Tall Jones, and that was a big loss of 5 to the New Orleans 23. 2nd and 15. Drew Brees, play action. He's sacked again, this time by Charles Haley for a loss of 9 to the New Orleans 14. 3rd and 24. Drew Brees smartly in the shotgun will throw incomplete left to Eric Martin. It is almost intercepted. 4th and 24 for the Saints, and Tommy Barnhart would punt the ball to Drew Pearson, who is waiting back at the Dallas Cowboys 23-yard line. And a good block up the middle, and he will get up to the Dallas 39 for a gain of 16. 1st and 10, 2 minutes and 23 seconds left. Second drive of the half for the Cowboys. Emmitt Smith up the middle for a gain of 1 to the 40. 2nd and 9 for the Cowboys. Emmitt Smith takes the handoff, and he loses one. 3rd and 10 at the Dallas Cowboys 39-yard line. Handoff to Emmitt Smith. Finds a crease down the left side, avoids a bunch of defenders. He will go downfield. Guys are trying to tackle him. He makes it all the way to the Cowboys 4 for a gain of 57. A minute 21 seconds, 1st and goal. Emmitt Smith takes the direct snap, and he only gains a few. 2nd and goal from the 3. Roger Staubach in the shotgun. He rifles it down the left side. It's incomplete. Intended for the Moose, Daryl Johnston. 3rd and goal at the 3. Emmitt Smith, handoff middle, touchdown! 3-yard gain, and the Cowboys have taken a 30-7 lead. They seemingly cannot be stopped in this one. 47 seconds in the quarter, and Dan Bailey will try another field goal. This, I believe, is his 4th in this game. It's up. It's good. 47 seconds left. Dan Bailey kicks off end over end all the way to Deuce McAllister at the New Orleans Saints 14. He will make it down the left side to the 31, gain of 17. 17 seconds left, 1st and 10. Drew Brees, play action, rolls out, throws over the middle to Jimmy Graham. He's avoiding defenders. He makes it all the way to Dallas 31 for a gain of 39, and that'll end the third quarter. We will enter the fourth quarter. Cowboys leading 31-7. 1st and 10 for the Saints at the Dallas 30. Drew Brees, play action, waits, incomplete to Eric Martin. That one was in dangerous territory, almost intercepted. 2nd and 10 at the Dallas 30 for the Saints. And Alvin Kamara will run up the left side, switch fields with a jump cut, and he gains 6 to the Cowboys 24. 3rd and 4 at the Dallas 24. Drew Brees passes, deflected over the middle, intended for Eric Martin. 4th and 4 at the 24. This is really one of the last chances. Direct snap to Alvin Kamara, and he just doesn't get it. He only gains 3, turnover on downs. Cowboys take over with 4 minutes and 3 seconds left. Emmitt Smith goes up the middle for a gain of 6 to the Cowboys 27. 2nd and 4, Dallas 27. Emmitt Smith, left side, runs to the Dallas 33 for a gain of 6. 3 minutes, 36 seconds. 1st and 10 at the Dallas 33. Emmitt Smith goes up the middle for a gain of 1 to the 34. 2nd and 9 at the Dallas 34. Roger Staubach. Play action. Throws intended for CeeDee Lamb. It is incomplete. 3rd and 9 at the Dallas 34. Motion man to the left. Emmitt Smith up the gut run. And he's pushing the pile, but he doesn't gain more than that. He gains 7 yards to the Dallas 41. Saints call their first timeout. Matt McBriar with the punt. I don't think he's punted at all today. First of the season. He will give it to Joe Little Bighorn all the way to the 13 or so of the Saints. 1st and 10. Drew Brees guns it over the middle to Alvin Kamara, and he's pretty good up the middle. And the Saints call their second timeout, to the 45 of the Saints. 1st and 10. Drew Brees sacked by Charles Haley. Another big sack by Charles Haley. That one will lose 9. Saints call their final timeout. 1 minute and 50 seconds. I don't know how much the Saints can score in this one, but Alvin Kamara loses 5 to the Saints 31. 3rd and 24 now. Drew Brees hands it off to Alvin Kamara. It seems like they're just wasting time. He will gain 7, and it is 4th and 17 at the 38-yard line. Drew Brees smartly in the shotgun. Pressure comes. He throws it to Marquise Colston. First catch of the game to the Dallas 45 for a gain of 17. A minute left in this game. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Drew Brees shotgun. He's sacked by Sean Lee. First sack by Sean Lee in this game. 52 seconds. 2nd and 21 at the New Orleans 44. They're in their own territory. Play action. Drew Brees is sacked again by Charles Haley. Charles Haley is having an amazing game here. 3rd and 28. 44 seconds left. Drew Brees play action. He will throw it over the middle. His best receiver of the game is his running back, Alvin Kamara, to the 8-yard line, maybe 9-yard line, gain of 51. I think this might be the final play of the game. 8 seconds left. Drew Brees, play action, rolls out, throws. Michael Thomas, right side, it's incomplete. And the Dallas Cowboys take this one with the final score, 31-7. Cowboys will go to 4-0. And the New Orleans Saints will stay down there at 2-2. I hope everyone had a good one on Sunday Night Football. This is Hank. Have a nice one. This is Hank here in the studio with the post-game report from the Dallas Cowboys New Orleans Saints Sunday Night Football game. 17-7 was the halftime score, but this didn't stop Roger Staubach from threading the needle to Hall of Fame running back Emmitt Smith. on the pass, and then he would play action again, find Hall of Fame receiver Michael Irvin wide open in the left side of the field. He's got the touchdown. It's a 24-7 ball game. Cowboys have the ball back after the Saints punted away. Emmitt Smith takes the handoff down the left side. Emmitt Smith had an amazing game for the Dallas Cowboys as he avoids defenders getting it to the 4-yard line. Guys are battling to get him down, and then Emmitt Smith would finish it off up the middle, up the gut. Dallas Cowboys win this game by a final score of 31-7. This is Hank with the post-game report of the Dallas Cowboys versus New Orleans Saints Sunday Night Football game. Hope everyone has a good one. Goodbye.